bye-bye till next week. I always get really sad when I leave Rema. I'm happy to go back to Ely, but I'm also sad. I kind of wish I could, my dream most of my life has been to have the superpower to break into multiple versions of myself. And it's typically, sorry, it's dark. It's typically to, I gotta go lock the front door. It's typically so I can get like more work done. But now I wish, because I could just be in both places. Or, like I've read books. There's this really cool book series. Okay, listen. Don't get mad at me. Don't be like, you're a pastor, you can't read that stuff. It's called Off to Be the Wizard. But listen, it has nothing to do with magic. It's all about computer simulations, okay? And it's kind of like a fun, nerdy version of the Matrix, where these guys, a bunch of like programmers over time figure out that they're actually living in a simulation. Not that we're living in a simulation, that they are. So if it bothers your sensibilities to think that we live in a simulation, think that we're the real world, the base reality. And someone created like a Sims game, and they're characters in that Sims game, if that makes you feel better. So they find out that they're in a simulation, and because they're like nerdy programmer guys, they literally all have the same thought, which is, I want to program magic powers and go to England and be a wizard. And they get there and realize there's a bunch of other nerdy programmer guys who've already done the same thing. And so they all kind of hang out. And one of the things they do is with their magic, which is again just computer programming, is they program like portals or teleporters if you want to be non-magical. And they basically, like, so for example, and I wish I could do this. So like you have a random door. You'd have to sacrifice a room. But like we have 4 bedrooms here. I guess we use them. I'd pick like a broom closet or something, like a random closet we could sacrifice. I'm looking at it this way because my wife's over here. I'm looking at her. And you basically turn that door into a teleporter / portal / whatever terminology you're more comfortable with. And when you walk through it, you're somewhere else. So the one wizard has a girlfriend. You know, he's like, they're older, right? So I don't know why I preface by saying that. I just think it's cool that they're like 16 and they have young love. Anyways, and so he's like the leader of the nerdy programmer guys who are pretending to be wizards in Camelot, and she's the leader of a group of women who have figured the same thing out. But they're like, why would we want to go to Camelot where women have no rights and are basically barely and arguably sometimes not as valuable as cattle? And so they go to Atlantis, and Atlantis is ruled by women in this story. And so they're dating, but like, you know, Atlantis and like in the story is like 3,000 millennia BC, whatever it is, right? And then like the Camelot is like, you know, in like the 1100s, 1200s, whatever time period they actually picked in England. And so they have like a portal. So like he has a room in his house that when he walks through it, he's there in her apartment in Atlantis. I wish I could do that here. Like I wish I could have like a broom closet or something where I open it and I walk through, and then I'm here, and I walk through it here, and then I'm at the house in Ely. So, or just, you know, to be able to teleport, or to split in 2. They're all just different versions of wanting to be in 2 places at once. Pastoring 2 churches 300 miles apart. Hear me when I say this. I'm not trying to sound arrogant. Oh, I just realized I'm recording this whole episode landscape. Oh well. I understand Paul's letters a little bit more, where he like talks about how he longs to be with them, and Lord permitting or weather permitting or whatever, he wants to go and visit them. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, Paul. I too wish I could be in multiple places at one time. Back in Ely, took a little nap, tried to take a long nap. My plan was to take a long nap and then go over to the church this evening, like 6 or 7. It's 4:17. But we haven't been here. So the little air, we don't have central AC. So the kids have had the air conditioners for the house going, but we haven't been here to have it for our room going. And I turned it on. It's a little warm, but I'm like, okay, it's a little warm, but I'll turn the air on. It'll cool down. I'll start to watch. I watched a couple YouTube videos, and then I'll go to sleep. I fell asleep for a little bit. Then I woke up because it was hot. The compressor wasn't kicking in. I think our AC is getting a little old, but actually more specifically, I think it needs to be cleaned. So I woke up because it didn't get cold. So I had to get that fixed and going, and then I was like, I'm not gonna fall back to sleep. So gonna go to church, get a few hours of work done. I got some stuff I gotta do. I got some phone calls I gotta make. I got some emails I gotta send. I got some camp stuff. I got some pastor stuff. I got some getting ready for church stuff. I got some stuff. First, I need some caffeine, and then I can do stuff. After, first I need to drink some stuff, then I can do some stuff. And just to be explicitly clear, when I say drink stuff, I literally very specifically mean energy drinks, not anything else. That maybe some water. The next 3 things I need to do. Write them on the board. Super big. Keep me focused. I gotta do those right now. I'll just come back and sit writing a whole list. I have my little list. I don't want to sit here for 20 minutes to do my list for the day. I'm just gonna write the next 3 things I need to do. Cross them off the board. Come erase them. Write the next 3 things. Do that until I just go home and go to bed, basically. We'll get some stuff done. Gotta stay hydrated. Okay, so it is now 6:27. So it's been what time are you here? 4, a little after 4, so 4. Let's just say 4:27. So 2 hours. I got 2 things done. I asked just some other stuff because some of these tasks it was like taking out a hornet's nest. Like there other things popped up I had to do too, but that's all done. I caught up on Marcos while I was waiting. I did some phone calls I need to do. The emails I sent. Some of those phone calls, like I said, created other subtasks. That's all done. Now it's time to do number 3, which is to edit today's episode. Which is not this, like today's, so I'm editing yesterday's technically. So it just says edit episode. Okay, that makes more sense. So I gotta do some editing, and then we'll see. I'll either go home or put 3 more things on the board, and we'll just play this game all day until I'm ready to go home. Those are done, though I edited the wrong episode, so I'm still going to put edit episode on the next one. I'm going to be more specific this time. I'll put my next 3 things in here. I kind of want to go home. I'm kind of done being here. It's like 7:20. I don't love being at the church at night, but I think I'm going to try to do one more thing. Go do some stuff in the sanctuary before I head home. I think my wife and kids are kind of hanging out. But then I see if I go home now, I could go sit in my hammock and read my Bible. So Okay, give me a second. I gotta think. All right, I mapped them both out. What I would do if I went home and what I do if I stayed here. They're almost the same thing except for number 1, and the order changes. So number 1 over here, if I stayed, so if I stayed, and here's left. We got set up the chairs in the sanctuary. I want to move them a little bit. It's a pastor thing. We got to do it all the time. Otherwise, I think we just stop breathing. Listen to audiobook. I got edit the next episode, which I was more specific this time, and then set up worship service because I keep forgetting this until like Saturday night or Sunday morning. So I got to get better. I got to put that in my routine somewhere. Or go home and read the Bible in hammock, and then just switching the order. For some reason, I feel like if I go home, I want to do a different order. Set up worship service and then edit episode. I think I'm gonna go with this one. The sun's gonna set soon, so I think I'm gonna go home and sit in the hammock and read my Bible. Maybe I'll come back over. Maybe I won't. Only time will tell. So I went with come home and read my Bible on the hammock. It's kind of nice out here. I don't think I have too much sunlight, so I gotta get reading. That is one of my favorite passages in the Bible. Not 100% why. I just think it's really cool. Like the whole, I think because I like tactical, strategic, and clever things. So the fact that he did this, the different stripes with the bark and the whatever, and I've looked it up, and most commentaries are like, yeah, no, that did nothing. That was like a pagan ritual he did that he got from like his homeland. And they're like, yeah, that wasn't, no, God provided the increase basically. That was just some weird pagan thing that he did. There's a lot of detail. There's a lot of space in there for it. I don't know. I mean, I've never quite figured it out. It's just always been something I've really liked and always been like drawn to when I read it. I was like, there's something about that that was kind of cool. So I don't know. Just a random fun fact about me is that's one of my I really like that section where he goes in and he puts them out when in between the different sheep and the different coats and stuff, and just I don't know, I think it's cool, and maybe one day I'll study it enough that I actually like have some sort of opinion on what was going on there. But until then, it's one of my favorite passages.